All right, y'all, we are going to complete the square and transfer standard form quadratics to vertex form. And we're going to do this when we have an a value or a leading coefficient in the front of the equation. And 10 is our leading coefficient. So we're going to do this very similar to what we did before. We just have a couple differences. The first thing when I do this, I'm going to take that first part of the equation, the first two pieces, the quadratic and the linear term. I'm going to take those, chunk them off, and I'm going to divide off by the a value, okay? What that's going to do is that's going to make this look a little bit different. It's going to bring that 10 out to the front. That 10 divided by 10 will cancel. We'll have x squared. And then negative 20 divided by 10 is going to be negative 2 with an x. And then we have this minus 80 on the outside. And now what that gives us is something really similar to what we've been working on in class. And that similar piece is this right here, x squared minus 2x. What I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do completing the square the way we've been doing it. So I'm going to draw out our square. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and put x squared right here. I'm going to put minus 2x right here. And if you remember, what we want is we want this 2x right here to be broken up into two pieces that are the same, so that they add to negative 2x. Well, if I take negative 2, I break it into two pieces the same, that's just negative 1x. So a negative 1x, okay? Now from here, I can go ahead and I can start filling out the rest of the box. I can say, well, I know x times x is x squared. I know x times negative 1 is negative 1x. And I know x times negative 1 is negative 1x. And what you'll notice is this sides of the box are going to become x minus 1 and x minus 1. Or in other words, we can rewrite that as x minus 1 squared. Now, what was in front of all of this? That 10. So I got to bring down that 10 that was in front. Now, we do have a new issue in this situation, and the issue is simple. The issue is that there is this new box there that's got a value in it that we have to pay attention to. Okay, so what goes in that box? Well, negative 1 times negative 1, which is positive 1, goes there. But this positive 1 isn't just positive 1 because this whole entire set is being multiplied by 10. So what I really need to do is multiply this piece by 10. So 1 times 10 gives me a value of 10. And that's the uh-oh moment because this is new to the equation, okay? And because we're changing the equation by a positive 10, we are now going to have to subtract 10 from the end of the equation. And the reason why we do that is simple. If I am adding a new 10 to the equation, if I subtract 10 in the equation, well, what is 10 minus 10? 10 minus 10 is 0, so nothing really changes. So what we're going to end up doing is we're going to take this negative 80 that we started with, we're going to bring it down, minus 80. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and bring that minus 10, the subtraction of 10, and bring that down because we have to do that. Okay. And then from there, we're just going to go ahead and clean it up. I'm going to write 10 times x minus 1 squared. Minus 80 minus 10 is the same thing as minus 90. Now, we can verify this, and that's what we're always going to do is make sure we verify this. Okay, I'm going to go to Desmos, okay, and we're going to type this in. So here's our first equation right there. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go back and I'm going to type in our new equation, which is going to be 10 parentheses x minus 1 squared minus 90. And what you can see is it does overlap it. And then, of course, we can use our transformations that you've learned before. If it's 190, we've moved to the right one, which is minus 1, and then down 90, which is minus 90. All right, y'all, I hope that helps you out with understanding how to complete the square when we have a leading coefficient that is not 1.